Hey, so who else finished watching Arcane? Oh my god, what a roller coaster. I have watched the first season, fell in love with it, just completely, just 100%, told everybody I know about the show. A couple people watched it too, fell in love with it, and we've been waiting for season 2, just like the rest of everybody, for what, 3 years? How long has it been? I'm pretty sure it's been 3 years. Long time. And everybody had this question of, can it live up to the first season? Can it be just as amazing and epic? And yes, it was. I found that the pacing was a little bit it felt kind of rushed at times, but the last 3 episodes just made everything it I mean it's perfection. I am absolutely in love with the show. Now, do I play League? I tried. It's not necessarily for me, just because of how long the campaigns take, and the fact that you have to sit at a computer, which I no longer do. It's just like not my lifestyle anymore. When I do play games, it's Switch mostly. And so for me to be sitting at the computer for so long, specifically for this game, it's just like not the vibe. But I do love the lore. I do love the world around League of Legends. It's incredible. It's insane how much I am in love with everything that this company kind of produces. Like the artwork, outstanding, out of this world, so inspirational. Arcane, of course. Oh my god, I'm excited for so much more. I'm like, I already now know that it's gonna be superb. So I kind of found myself in this weird situation where I stopped watching the show, right? Like, not because I stopped prematurely, but because it was like done. Like, last episode was done, and I was like, okay, what do I do now? I need to talk about it. I have so many emotions I need to share, and there's just nobody in my real life I can talk to about this. So instead, I guess I'm just gonna be creating stuff. This is one of the ways for me to kind of like pour my emotions into the world. So I think I'm just gonna be doing that. So because I am into nail art, of course, I decided, well, I'm gonna paint something from Arcane. What I didn't know, I was kind of fascinated by the anomaly and how it looked, how it corrupted everything. And this corruption, although it like, I can't even describe the feelings that I had when I was looking at the corrupted things, because it looked mechanical but also organic at the same time, very colorful, but you also know the stuff behind it is messed up. So I kind of wanted to put it down on my nails for a little bit, and I actually found a way to draw these corrupted structures, because I used to paint little circles and then I would paint around them. I would paint the lines around them to make like the really long, kind of stretched out, kind of spider webby structures. And then I found out it's actually easier to paint the lines, kind of make them a little bit disorganized, a little bit more organic, and then you round out the connections between them, forming these little hollows, these little circles, and that just kind of flows. It's the best way I found to do that. And then I was like, who do I paint next? So initially I wanted to paint Victor and Jace, and I wanted to paint Victor from that scene where he was still part of the Hex Core, and where he was just like waking up, like kind of in shock. And I did that when I was already done building my nails, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I was tired, but I still wanted to have something on my nails, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. So I did a painting of his face, and you can see it like right in the very beginning on that one little little plastic piece. That was me painting Victor yesterday at night. And then I was like, no, it doesn't look right, so I'm gonna do Jinx, because I've done Jinx before, and Jinx is kind of like the go-to when it comes to merch, when it comes to like any fan art recreation, right? Jinx is the number one. And I was like, okay, let's do Jinx because like she's kind of a familiar character for me to draw, so I'm gonna draw her. So I did draw her, and it didn't quite turn out right. So I think I'm just gonna file it off tonight, and I'm gonna redo. But then I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit here and put in the most of efforts to make sure that my painting looks just the way Fortiche drew it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna help myself out because, like, why not, right? I mean, we have all the tools nowadays, all the knowledge on how to make these shortcuts and how to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw this method of painting, of kind of making your own stickers for your nails. Oh my god, it was back in the day. It was like 2009 or so. There was this one channel, I think it still exists. It's Sugar Charm Shop, and this well, now woman, then girl, she, oh my god, she's incredible. So she was known for two things. First of all, creativity. Secondly, like specifically in the realm of the polymer clay anything. So she was making like miniature polymer clay things, but she also had naturally long nails. She just either was genetically blessed with really strong nails, and she kept them nice and long and healthy. I don't know, or if she like did anything extra to them, I don't know. But anyway, one of her channels, and I just remember that she had a specific, like, she had a separate channel for it on YouTube. She had a channel for nail art, and she would use regular nail polish, because gel polish, like especially like colorful gel polish, was really not that popular, and it was really only sold to like professionals and whatnot. So she was definitely not a professional. She was not a nail tech or anything like that. She was just like a nail art enthusiast, and she would paint on her nails all the time, and she would have the most incredible designs and everything. And this is the method that she used. She used to draw or like paint with nail polish on a piece of plastic. Sometimes it would be like tape, sometimes it would be like a harder type plastic, sometimes it would be just like a Ziploc or something, and she would paint her designs on that, let it dry completely. Because if you used nail polish back in the day, like regular nail polish, you still use it, you know how long it dries normally. And like especially the old-timey ones, like the ones that did not dry instantly. Yep. So she came up with that method, and oh my god, I just remembered it, and I was like, I can do the same thing. If I could share my wisdom on doing these stickers, because I haven't done it in so long, I forgot how to do it properly. So I would advise you to put down a base layer, either like a regular base coat or a top coat, doesn't really matter. But should, so just that all of the color that you put on top is still part of the whole piece, instead of just like little pieces together. When you take it off of the plastic, you will exactly know what I mean, because it's so much harder when you don't have that unifying base layer on the bottom, or even on top, doesn't really matter. It's so much harder to take the sticker off without just ripping it apart, because it's still like different pieces, different layers of color just kind of like fused together, if they're fused together. So I would advise you to do that. I used a stamp to make sure that the sticker stays in place when I'm curing it, because it's kind of rigid. It's kind of it's a little bit hard. It's not as flexible as just one layer, just because also you're using a lot of layers of colors just to achieve the desired results. By stamp, I literally mean a silicone stamp that is normally used for stamping nail art, and it's see-through so you can see your design. But in this case, I would press the stamp over the whole sticker with the base coat, the uncured base coat underneath, just to make sure that it sticks on all sides, and when it cures, it doesn't stick up from the nail. So I couldn't show it in the video because doing it by yourself is already a pain, but also filming it would have been impossible, and it was. So I'm just hoping that you're able to kind of like decipher what I'm saying. I hope it's clear. So I'm just taking off the sticker, putting it on an uncured base layer, and then I'm pressing it down with a clear stamp as I'm curing the sticker, because it still has to stick to my nail because it's, you know, on a piece of plastic. So I hope that makes sense. I'm also going to go ahead and answer the question of what kind of materials do you use, because it gets asked every now and again. I don't have any specific materials. I use regular gel polishes that I found very cheap on the internet. I just buy it. And then one tip, if you want, you can put the colors on a palette, whatever palette you have, and you can let the colors dry out a little bit overnight. So when you come back to your palette the next day, they will have a thicker consistency, and they will be more like gel paints that you would use for painting things. I don't have gel paints just because we moved. We got rid of a lot of stuff because it was liquidy liquids and I couldn't take it with me. And so now to collect all of my collections of like different gel paints and gel polishes would have been very expensive, so I just went with the cheapest stuff. And honestly, there's not much difference, and since I'm not doing this on anybody else but on myself, it's a-okay. So you can use whatever, just kind of get to know your materials and they will work, I promise. After having watched Arcane, I feel my creative juice is flowing and I hope to bring out much more content. Now, if you like what you see, you can support me by subscribing and liking and commenting, asking questions. I'm just hoping one day to monetize this channel so that I can create more content. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I will see you in the next one.